Hey everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Space Emperors 5, or Space Empire 5, and I just had an epic fail. That's right, I actually recorded around 3 hours of this game while not recording my voice. So, yeah, isn't that freaking awesome? So a lot of stuff happened in that 3 hours. I was debating whether I should either type a brief description of whatever happens in each video. So, in this 15 minutes, X, Y, and Z happened. In this 15 minutes, this, and this happened. In this 15 minutes, this and this happened. If I should attempt to do an entire voiceover, or what I'm gonna do. So what I'm gonna do is actually just post the videos, and I'm going to put them in like a subfolder or see if I can do something like that so it doesn't get too confusing, because you only see me playing without a voice, and that may be a little boring. Some people may dig that. You may hate my voice, although if you hate my voice, you're probably not listening to this right about now. Anyway, I will go through and best explain a approximately 5-minute sum up of what happened in the better part of 3 hours. So if you guys are watching this, I will actually put this video before then in the order and after, so it's going to be capped by it and ended with it. So if you hear this video twice, then don't bother, because you're being sillies. Very sillies, that's right. So, spoiler alert, I did actually survive. And I just clicked on something which is not good. Hold on. Oh dear. So apparently the game is very sensitive to clicking on the right place when you're in Fraps, so I apologize if you saw me flicker a little bit there. Anyway, I'll be right back. Hold on. So, to summarize what's happened. We were fighting some people over yonder, and let's see now. We started here, and we were fighting the diplomatic relations people. We're fighting these people, the Kupa Kappa Commonwealth. Sounds more like a fraternity than anything else, but what can I say? I'm not being judgmental. So, we essentially just held the line against them, and they only had one planet here. They occasionally sent one battle cruiser, but not battle cruiser, one cruiser class, and that's about it. On the other hand, we were facing the Teal people, which, as you may have remembered, were doing all sorts of unpleasant things, like saying, we don't want you to attack us. But we did, and I found out how incredibly difficult it can be to attack another empire. So here's the reason. Their spies were causing a plague on our systems through planetary sabotage. And oh my goodness me, it took me the better part of an hour to figure out what I had to research it to stop the plague. Literally, this population was dead. I had to transfer all my population from here to here. Good thing my home planet has a population boom and can just reproduce really quickly. If we go here, you can see that may not be the case. They are 800 million possible people, and there's only 168. Means we're not getting production, and same in this situation. In fact, both of these places were given radiation bombs by them, so you can see their planets were deadly, where the atmosphere is deadly. So it's incredibly inconvenient at times when your people do that, and it's actually a very effective way of crippling an empire, because that means I had to research stuff which I've never had to research before, which is very difficult to deal with, but in the end I'll go at that next. So we fended off. This is where we started off. This was our home system, as a lot of you may remember, and then we went to here. This was their home system, I believe, at least. And well, we went in there with lots of cruisers and ships and destroyed them. I lost my fleet several times, I may add. And, eventually I was able to push through. I discovered a lot of mechanics along the way, and definitely a lot of the way things work, so I was very happy about that. Primarily the difference between planetary weapons, space weapons, line weapons, and all that kind of stuff. So, which I will go through in a couple of minutes here just to show you guys what happened, what ship designs we were, what we had to do in research. I'm just giving you a brief timeline overview. So while we were dealing with these people, we continued to push them through the system, exterminated all of their planets here, which they had about most of these places as colonies, and then we pushed them to the Frolon system, where they had 3 more colonies, I believe. I believe one was here, here, and here. And they'd occupied all of them. Essentially, because at that point we'd conquered the Unlock system, we'd already gotten this place going pretty much. It took a long time to build because they were being unpleasantly irritating. And then we pushed them into the Frolon system, where we finally wiped them out. That's right, we actually defeated them. So, what can I say? In fact, if I load the game, it may just show me the... yes, that was the... I find that the Norcra Consortium. Those are the guys we destroyed already, because we'd basically been fighting them since the entire beginning of the game, and there's nothing else we could do about it. So, some of the major technological developments that I have gone through are as such. Let's see now. Let's see. Yes. Medical treatment level 20. I look at my research points, how many I get per turn, and think how long that took me. It took me like an hour to research to level 20. And that was only researching medical labs. Now I have kick-ass medical labs, and, an enemy espionage cannot unleash a plague in my system that I can't counteract. Because I believe level 3 is one of the higher level ones. I probably goes higher, but I can at least treat them now. So, moving on. We made carriers. We also discovered that a light carrier can carry over 20 fighters. 20 light fighters. So, I haven't made plans for any of those ones, but we're probably going to move on to that. We're also getting in with our intelligence services, because we're getting our ass handed to us with that, essentially. We finished theoretical science on planetary engineering because I was trying to figure out how to change the atmosphere after the radiation bombs went off, which changed the atmospheres in this place to be deadly. From that research, granted, facilities, that's called climate control facility. Improves conditions of the planet by 1% per year. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. I was researching it, but I decided, now that I'm finally expanding a lot more, essentially I've got my empire here. We started in the Palaetia system. We moved to Alta, conquered the Ultrix and the Frolon, and we still have a minimal amount of colonies. Now, we did find a new system here, the Encula, and so far we've actually found a new planet we can colonize, which is actually really nice. It's a couple of stages away from us, but I will colonize it at some point. The current ships that we have... Oops, that was the wrong one. I think the game may have just crashed. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, there we go. We have a planet killer, which is essentially just giant loadout of gamma pulse torpedoes, which do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. A frontline destroyer. And we've moved over to laser technology. I've decided that it's pointless carrying machine guns in space. I just don't see the point of it. A planet killer with enough planetary napalm to pretty much do anything. A basic attack ship, we need something like that. Missile destroyers for long-range bombardment. Frontline cruiser, heavy on the shields and armor, not too good for the weaponry, just basically a tank. The light carrier is probably our most recent addition. It's got a bugger load of fighter bays, and yeah, it's pretty good actually. It can probably take on a good few ships by itself if I really wanted it to. It is very expensive though. Obviously our colony ship designs, repair cruiser, that's actually an old design, I need to update that. a repair frigate that's been updated, but it's not so useful anymore, and a recon temporal level 3. This thing's actually pretty impressive. So, which is one of these, I believe, yes. Moving on, the next strategy, yes, and then we met these people, which I'm actually in a treaty with, a trade treaty, and non-aggression in the same thingy, because I didn't know how strong the other people were. So if I actually go to here and go to Empire Reports, I can't apparently, estimates, comparisons, there we go. We are actually quite far behind. We've got more intelligence. They've got more research. Ships and bases, yes. So they are actually pretty high up. I didn't want to take them all directly, and there was no planets in this system I could directly colonize, so it wouldn't be the best way. So I decided to move on to here, which there was a huge planet, large planet that I could colonize and had lots of resources, and as you can see from our financial report, we can't support that much more, so we desperately needed to expand. Good times, good times. And in the meantime, I think that's about it and wraps it up. So, yeah, you saw me doing a lot of moves, a lot of very deliberate moves. Essentially 5 hours, or about 3 hours of non-talking can be wrapped up as we wiped out another civilization, we found out how to cure a plague, we dropped far behind in our research, and there's still so much more space to discover. And that's it for this kind of update on what happened and the catastrophe of not turning on my microphone. And I will now render this and put it up with the rest of the stuff. So, I shall see you all next time. See you guys in a little bit.